Hey guys, Marcinkin here bringing you Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so we are jumping into the Goku and Frieza event with STR Kid BUU. Had a very good showing for him yesterday on his initial showcase, and yeah, we are here to check him out against Goku and Frieza. Goku had a much better performance than in the initial showcase yesterday. We got some decent RNG, got the transformation nice and early, but one of the big things about Kid BUU is the fact that he doesn't really need a crazy amount to start off with, right? So bearing in mind that from the first turn here, before he takes the 6 hits, he's got 70% damage reduction. And the funny thing is, it's almost a little bit unfair to compare him and Goku in this event specifically, because obviously when we get to Goku and Frieza at the very end, they have an unarmed super attack. So that means that Kid BUU has a 70% chance, unless we've been hit, unless it's, oh wait, is it 3? It's for 3 turns, isn't it? So we won't get there before the 3 turns runs out, so it won't be guaranteed, but it means he has a 70% chance to negate their super. And then straight away, obviously with the Glorio defensive support, just takes double-digit damage straight away in slot 1. I mean, Gohan and Frieza don't hit super hard. And of course, one of the big things here is we don't have big bad bosses. We obviously don't have the domain active for Super BUU. We've got the support from Glorio, but obviously Kid BUU, he builds up that 40% extra attack and defense with each attack performed, and he needs to do 4 attacks in order to get that off. So his numbers don't start off the craziest, but in terms of defense, he's very solid straight out of the gate. He doesn't, this rotation is probably one of the worst on this team for him, is starting out with the Fat BUU. They don't share a ton of links. We want to try and get him together with the Tech Super BUU, well, Tech Buuhan here as soon as we can. So probably float him off on the next turn. But yeah, Glorio, I think the other Glorio is on the second turn as well. So we'll start having the double Glorio support in play. And that's when, of course, you know, any unit gets that extra buff to go a little bit crazy. But Kid BUU especially just looks like an absolute monster with double Glorio support. I mean, I feel like that's the best way to run the BUU team, right? Even though Glorio isn't a BUU character. Although, of course, I say that, I guess we are going to be doing that now, because we can't float off STR, we can't float off Tech Buuhan if we want Glorio in slot 3, but simultaneously we can't float off Tech Buuhan if 17 locks him in slot 2. So I guess it is what it is, and we'll go ahead and do this. Buuhan should hopefully be okay in slot 1 with the support and everything here. 37k from a normal, I mean, that's not ideal. This is turn 1. Yeah, worst case scenario here. Him getting hit with the super. How much does this do? 513. That's quite a lot. And annoyingly as well, this is why I hate rotation locking, man. Have you guys ever heard me mention that I hate rotation locking? The fact that he seals with his super attack as well. So that means Buuhan doesn't get any stacks. I should say BUU tanks before he transforms. Doesn't get any stacks because he got sealed. So not only did we take a ton of damage, but he didn't get any stacks. He obviously didn't do any damage because he couldn't super attack. So Tech 17, still an absolute nightmare. Now Kid BUU won't get locked, at least in slot 3, because we had him in slot 1 previously. So worst case scenario, you know, we still don't have to lose him off the rotation. It just might be a bit annoying getting him set up. I mean, if you can, you know, because Goku and Frieza has infinite attempts, right? And there's definitely guest Glorios, or at least they always come up for me. So you could argue that it's honestly worth, if you're going into an actual difficult event, just keep resetting until you have STR, Kid BUU and Tech Buuhan together on the same starting rotation, or another Big Bad Boss's character, whoever you want to have on rotation together. Of course, that doesn't stop Tech 17 from messing it all up with his rotation locking anyway, but it is what it is, right? So who's getting locked? All right, Kid BUU in slot 2, that's fine. So we get a ton of healing on the turn. Because what do you guys share? Margin, infinite regeneration, wall standing tall, and fierce battle. So at least we're getting, yeah, you don't have brutal beatdown. Getting brutal beatdown from the Tech BUU, that's another 15% attack. We're built up to start of turn 885k defense. We're also not going to get hit at all on this turn. So he's been hit, what, 3 times? So he still can get hit 3 more times before he loses all of his extra buff. And we're not going to get hit at all on this turn. So go ahead and do that. The BUU team continuing to do what the BUU team does and just heal a ridiculous amount. So even though we took an insane amount of damage in that first turn, it doesn't matter because we just heal it all back. And then BUU going to get some stacks off here. Obviously he doesn't have guard because we started the turn on such low HP. But it's kind of funny because you feel like that's part of his mechanic, so it makes it easier for him to die. But then because the BUU team does heal so much, we pretty much ended up back at full HP for this turn anyway. And of course that is another good byproduct of Kid BUU having such high raw defense, is he heals a lot off the STR orbs. The only downside of course here for him being locked in slot 2 is he is only going to get 1 attack off here, because then 17 will be dead. So he's going to take him out here. 1 more buff to his passive. We get the crit as well for some nice damage. And then let's see, what do we want to do here? I guess this is a really bad, because we've got dodge being disabled as well. It's actually a really bad setup because we didn't get any stacks for you. Yeah, I really wanted the rotations to be different at this point. So it feels like transforming you is a really bad idea because then you don't stack anymore. But can't really do much else here. Because if we transform this early, which I wouldn't normally advise, just kind of doing it for science, 552k, he's then obviously going to get a buff from the Glorio support as well. I mean, as long as he doesn't get slot 1 supered, he should be okay, I think. But still took 100k, okay. So 15 mil. Obviously his numbers are going to be low because we haven't got any stacks with him. He didn't super attack on his first turn at all, and now we've transformed. I guess if we're lucky, he action breaks the super attack. But I would say the one downside to running Glorio as a lead for the BUU teams is you got to remember that Kid BUU is not on power absorption. So by having the Glorios on the team as well, it makes it more and more unlikely that Tech Buhan is going to have a full power absorption rotation, so that he can get his Super BUU transformation and domain like early on in the event, which ideally you probably do want him to do. Get it as early as possible so he can get all those extra stacks, buff everybody else. I mean, you think everybody else on the team, apart from Glorio, I guess, getting the buffs, like they're absolutely going to destroy these guys on the way to Goku and Frieza. I don't know how well 55% Buhan's going to eat this. 442. That's actually not bad. And then again, considering all the healing that we have, we should be looking good. Now, Kid BUU still has 70% damage reduction because he hasn't been hit 6 times, and he's got type advantage. So he is going to absolutely dominate in slot 1 here. I mean, I could put in Fat BUU in slot 1 and just let him die and then revive, but then unfortunately, because they have ended up stuck on the same rotation together, it means we lose out on a turn with Kid BUU. So probably should just put Kid BUU in slot 1. Take advantage of that extra defense, because then again, when we get to Goku and Frieza, we have a 70% chance that we just negate the super anyway. So it's not like we have to worry too much about potentially dying. Okay. So how many times have we been hit? 3. Oh, we're actually going to get to the last phase with him only being hit 5 times if we do this, because then he keeps all that extra damage reduction for the start of the Goku Frieza fight as well. So if we grab that and then grab these, I mean, Kid BUU should have no problem finishing them off here. 21 mil. Obviously his attack stat's not as crazy. When he doesn't have big bad bosses active, boy does that make a big difference. But still able to do some solid damage here. Get the additional as well up to 27. So obviously his passive is fully built up at this point. He is greatly raising attack and defense with each super attack as well. No crit. Okay, so he's going to take some hits, only the 2. And then BUU, as long as he gets at least 1 crit, we should finish them off here. I don't know how much damage we'll actually do if we don't crit. That's enough to do, I was going to say, as long as he supers twice. And then, of course, if he doesn't kill him and then dies, it doesn't matter. But there we go. Finish him off with the additional normal. All right, so Goku and Frieza. Do we have the... Can we use the domain finally? Yeah, we can. All right, so let's do that. Now, this is a tricky rotation because we kind of just have to rely on Buhan to dodge, I think, right? Because Super Buu at 55%, I know from taking him up against like Janemba and Gogeta and stuff, right? He's not the best when it comes to tanking pre-super. Let me double check his actual thing here. So he has 70% damage reduction straight off the bat, which is fine, but he only has 430k defense. So Goku and Frieza hit for like 2.8 million. So 70%. I mean, it's going to drop down a significant amount, but Buhan has guard and 1.3 million defense and dodge. So I feel like he takes less, right? Where's the... Let me just double check here. Let me get the old calculator app up here. So 2.8 million damage minus 70% for Super Buu. Drops it down to 840k and he has 400k defense. So he would take 400k damage and it's super versus extreme. So actually he would take more than that as well. Whereas Buhan has guard. So I think Buhan in slot 1 is the play. So we do that. We want to make sure we get the orbs for Super Buu so that he gets his attacks. And then I don't think I'm going to transform you just because... do you have better... you have the 70%, 40% damage reduction. It's only going to be normals. It's 70% because we've got no margin power enemy. And he has a high chance to dodge. What's the... Because Super Buu, if we transform Tech Buu into Super Buu, there's no rainbow orbs to pick up. So he's not going to do a lot of damage. He still has the 70% damage reduction anyway, so I suppose it doesn't really matter too much. Might as well get the transformation for him. Does he create rainbow orbs when he transforms? He should, because he needs them, but he doesn't. So, is what it is. Let's do this. This is all building up, of course, to we just want to see the next turn. I want to see Kid Buu. There's the dodge from Buhan. Let's go. Now he would just tank all the normals anyway. I want to see Kid Buu negate Goku and Frieza Super in slot 1. Ideally, after we drop them below 50% HP, and it becomes that monster, like 5.6 million super attack. So, because of course, if he doesn't dodge, we will die, even though he's going to have 70% damage reduction and whatever defense he has, because we've got the domain up as well. Buhan critting on his additionals and still not killing. That's the unfortunate downside of having to transform him so early. But it is what it is. Hopefully we can do some decent damage here with Super Buu. Got Big Bad Bosses active. Mine's only 55% though, so 13.6. Yeah, so he needs to crit. You need 15 million attacks that or more to do damage with a crit. So even critting, he doesn't do a lot. But he does get... Remember that Tech Super Buu does jump up quite significantly with each super attack. So we go up to 16 mil. No crit though, so we do 0. Then 18.7. I mean, hey, at least with this event, STR Kid Buu is going to get multiple attempts to shine because he... a lot of the other characters on the team aren't doing damage. So... Good times. Alright, well, STR Kid Buu. Now, I mean, I could, if I really wanted to, just put Int Fat Buu in slot 1, have him get killed, and then revive, but... man, we haven't got to see him with Big Bad Bosses active this whole time. And even without Big Bad Bosses active, with the domain buff now, we've got 1.5 million. He's only been hit 5 times, so he still has 70% damage reduction. So he just takes double-digit damage. Even if he doesn't negate Goku and Frieza's super attack, he takes double-digit damage from them. So go ahead and do that. Do that. And then grab the physical orbs for Glorio. And then... It's one of those things, I guess, that is a little bit annoying. I suppose you have to take the hit. There's the counter to the super as well, by the way, the negation. That's what we wanted to see. It's kind of annoying with Glorio, I guess, because you have to sacrifice getting his support in the early turns if you want to fix up your rotations, right? Which is probably what we should have done, and gotten another one of the Big Bad Bosses characters actually on rotation with Kid Buu. But I mean, even then, he's still able to put out these numbers, right? 35 mil. He negated the super, tanked all their normals in slot 1 for double-digit damage. That's all while not having Big Bad Bosses active. So, STR Kid Buu, absolute beast. And of course, negated the super from Goku and Frieza, which as I say, on this turn in particular, would have done double-digit damage anyway. But now that he has been hit 6 or more times, he has lost that extra damage reduction and the extra defense that he gets. But we are now going to be able to use his active skill on the next turn that he's on. So that does work out quite nicely. Are we going to drop them below 50% here? Ideally we don't, and then Buhan should still be fine in slot 1. I guess it depends whether Glorio crits. It is the friend Glorio, so I'm assuming being Rainbow that he does have some crit in his build. Yeah, okay, so they're below 50% HP now. Unfortunately, that means we probably won't get to see Kid Buu again. Although, I suppose last turn, to be fair, nobody actually did damage other than Buhan. But, of course, Rainbow Glorio here just going crazy. Oh, wow, he's actually just going to kill them. 33 million he's up to now. I mean, he has to crit or he does 0 damage, but damn. All right, well, there you go. So Kid Buu, I mean, we absolutely destroyed the event. Like, Kid Buu didn't even really achieve his full potential. And I think that is the big difference between him and the Goku, right? If we're talking about a situation where Goku didn't achieve his full potential, that either means you didn't get to transform, and then the Super Saiyan 2 version is just, you know, decent, like good, but not like a great unit, just if he's just the Super Saiyan 2. Or he did transform, but then he barely did any additional supers or didn't do any crits. Whereas this is Kid Buu not achieving his full potential and still tanking everything for double-digit damage, dropping multiple 30-odd million attack stats. The negating the super against Goku and Frieza obviously will always be nice. So, yeah, I mean, I think after doing the 2 initial showcases and then taking them up against Goku and Frieza, even though, as I said, it's maybe a little bit unfair to compare them in this fight specifically because Kid Buu can just negate the boss at the end, right? I think I do like Kid Buu more than Goku, but we'll obviously be playing around with him more, trying him out some other events as well. So let me know what you guys think down below of STR Kid Buu. Who do you think is better, Buu or Goku? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.